This is what life is. Life is hard work, life is faith, and life is grace. If you understand that you got to work hard, faith without works is dead. You just keep the faith and work really hard and then ask God for as much grace as he can give you. Grace is God's unmerited favor. He gives you stuff you don't deserve. That's what you want out of life. You want God to do something for you that you just don't deserve it. That's what it is. So somebody was playing golf with a guy that owns Mayo Clinic one time. He told me, he said, justice is when you get what you deserve. Mercy is when you don't get what you deserve. Grace is when you get what you don't deserve. And you hear old people say, all I want is a little more grace. I just want some grace. I want God to give me a house that I don't really deserve. I want him to give me a lifestyle I don't really deserve. See, that's the problem with people. They think they deserve something. No, you don't. I work really hard. Everybody work hard. You just need some grace, man. You need God to just give you something that ain't on the vision board. You just need God to give you something that you didn't even ask for. That's when life get real special for you. All I want is a little more grace. Like I got a vision board, right? But I ask God that his will be done in my life. Because what I can want, it can never compare to what God can give. You see what I'm saying? So you can want all you want, but if you line up with the will of God, what God has planned for you is way better than anything you could ever plan. You can't outthink him. That's how you get the life of your dreams, man. You set your goals and your aspirations, but then you leave the open end to your thy will be done on earth as it is in, it's the Lord's Prayer. Yes. Man, it's not, when your mama teach it to you as a little kid, it's like really the dopest prayer, man. Give us this day our daily bread. Don't ask for nothing else. Quit worrying about tomorrow. Just help me make decisions for today that'll let me live the best day. When you worry about tomorrow, you're off into something you have no say-so in. You have no control. So why would you worry? By worrying does not add a single hour to a day. Not 1 hour. So what you got to ask God for is your daily bread, just for today. You'd be amazed what would happen to you if you quit tripping about tomorrow. Just today. Today is plenty. Today is so adequate. That's why he gives us 24 hours, and he breaks it up into day and night. You know why? Because he knows 24 is too much. So he lets you stay up during the daytime, let you go to bed at night so you can recover. You think I'm lying? Stay up 24 hours, see what happens. Just stay up 24 hours and see what happens. You ain't gonna believe it's too much. That's a real, people they write books about success, and people kill me when they write about success, but they don't tell people about God. You're trying to be successful without God, you ain't gonna make it. You can try, but you're not gonna make it. You might make it a little way, but you can't stay there. It's not sustainable. You have to have faith, man. And I was talking the other day, and a lady not this year, but a lady in the crowd said, I don't believe in God. Okay, well.
Clear it out, please.
I didn't know you was coming, so. I'm just talking to the other people in here who get it. If you're an atheist, I don't care. That don't bother me. So he told me, well, as a Christian, it's your job to convert. I'm not in the conversion business. I ain't that good a Christian. You don't believe in God? Go to hell. I ain't got no problem with that. You want to go to hell? That's you. Go, knock yourself out. It's plenty of room. But I got news for you. Hell gonna be packed, though. That lady just shaking her head. Can't believe he's saying this. Yeah, it's humor. That's how I work. I work off that. I'm not that Christian. I'm not in the conversion business. I'm not in the saved soul business. I tell jokes. If you want to go to hell, I'm perfectly comfortable with that. Just don't drag me with you. You want to go to hell? I was interviewing this guy. He said, well, Steve, you're a Christian. Suppose there's no heaven. Well, then I lived the best life I could and there's no heaven. You got a bigger problem. Suppose it is. And you don't go. I don't believe God would burn us up. Well, I don't know about all that, but why take a chance? Heaven, streets of gold, some wings, flying around. Quit standing at the door, knocking on the door that's already closed. Go up the hall. Hell, there's some more doors up there. Whenever you going for something that's a level up, there's a glass ceiling you have to break through. Bishop T.D. Jakes taught me this. He said, whenever you try to get to the next level, chase a dream, make a goal, it's a glass ceiling you have to break through. Whenever you break through glass, there's going to be blood shed. The thing you shed is going to have to be something you care about deeply. It doesn't mean that you'll lose your loved one, but it's going to cost some time. It's going to cost some date nights, and that's when you're going to find out what your love really is. That's the price, man. That's what it costs. For me, it was the same thing. When I started in comedy, I was 27. I won an amateur night October 8th, 1985. I went to job next day, October 9th, with $50 I won and quit my job. Because my dream was, I saw my dream coming true. That's what I wanted to be. I won $50. I went in the house and told everybody, hey, I'm finna go be a professional comedian. What? I'm quitting my job. You can't quit your job. Yeah, I already did it. And that was it. And I was 27 years old. That was 37 years ago. And I lost everything twice. And it's a crazy decision. I lost a lot. Lost some family, lost some money, lost my livelihood, I lost everything. But I did not lose the key component. I did not lose my faith. I kept the faith the whole time. Faith is the belief in things that you cannot see. And I didn't see how I was going to make it, but I had the faith that I would. See, that's the thing about y'all. You got to quit tripping on whether you think you'll make it or not. Stop tripping on whether you think you'll make it or not. Every funky thing that's ever happened to you, every disappointment, every hardship, every setback, you survived every single one of them. All of you. You batting 1,000. Your track record for surviving the funk is 100%. So if I was you, I would take another chance on that God right there, because that's a pretty good God right there. And he's been a good God to you whether you even realize it or not. So if I was you, I'd take a chance. If my dream was to pursue a higher role in corporate America, I'd go for it. If your dream is to really that other job, I'd go for it. If your dream was to start a business, I'd go for it. If your dream was to just take a chance and shut the door, you got to walk away from man. You got to walk away from You can quit worrying about doors that close in your face. When doors close in your face, it's a sign from God that he wants you to walk up the hall, because there's some more doors up there. Quit standing at the door, knocking on the door that's already closed. Go up the hall. Hell, there's some more doors up there. Go through a bigger door, but you got to take a chance in life, man. Quit playing it safe. You got to get funky, man. Quit playing it safe. Stop playing it safe. Take a chance. If God done got you through all of your life, why would he not get you through the rest of it? What he gonna do, stop caring for you? What? He gonna stop helping you survive? No, man, he always do it for you. I was trying to get here. I took everything. I think that's the part that young people don't get. Like, I talked to a lot of young acts today. I ain't doing that didn't pay enough. Did you hear what you said? You said it don't pay enough. But it pays. If you don't take the gig, you're gonna get zero. Well, no. I want this, and they only pay. I said, how much did you want? I wanted $5,000 for the night. How much they offer? $3,500. Yo, dog, what else do you have that you can get somebody to give you $3,500 for the night? Go tell your jokes. Nah, man, they got to pay me what I want. But see, now you're not honing your craft and you're not making money. He said, would you have took it for $3,500? I said, yeah. He said, would you take it for $3,500 now? I said, no. But why you won't take it now, but you want me to take it? You don't have what I have. Well, what are we talking about? Just inch by inch, anything's a cinch. You got to take steps, man. It's hard to get young people to understand that. I want what you got now. You can't have what I got now. Yeah, I tell my kids all the time, me and my kids, we have this discussion. It take a long time to make a lot of money. If you think you can just go make a lot of money real fast, you're going to be constantly disappointed. It take a long time to make money. I've been in this business since I was 27 years old. I'm 64. Man, come on. Look at what your life, well, you looking at now. You missed the 3 years I was living in a car. You didn't see that. You missed when I lost everything I ever owned twice. You missed the 2 divorces. You missed me flunking out of school. You missed all that. You see this now. This ain't how it work now. Yeah, oh, it look easy. Yeah, I make it look easy. This hard. Come out here. Come turn this corner. I'm going to invite any one of y'all to come up here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Family Feud. Here's Ricky. And Ricky, walk your ass around this corner and just do what I do. It's really hard. Like, what do you do for a living?
I work for a software startup.
Software startup. See, if I went to her job, I'm a failure. What do I know about software? No, what do you do, sir?
Physician.
A physician? Oh, you're dead. He's a physician. He went to school. He got to go to regular school. Then he got to go to another school. Then he got to get certified, go to another school. That's not me. I can want to be a doctor all I want, but it ain't me. It's just easy, man. You got to fit in. You got to do the gift God gave you. You're a physician. You're gifted. That's a God-given gift. Everybody can't go be a doctor.
All right, family.
It's not for you.
Clear it up.
Somebody said, Steve, you ought to be a minister. What? I love the Lord. I really do. God is my friend. He's the whole reason I'm here. I made the show about the people and not about the game. I mean, Family Feud is a game of surveys. Top 100 people think. So what I did was I took a show that was about a survey and made a show about the relationship with people. If your family comes back, I form a relationship, I get to know stuff about you, I find out stuff about you, and I have fun with you. And then when you give an answer, that's a good answer, we celebrate it. When you give an answer that I know is not on that board, we have a discussion about why you chose to say that on national TV. And if you give an ignorant enough answer, your ass is on YouTube. And really, I just took this perspective here. I decided that I was gonna say to the contestants what I knew y'all was at home thinking. And who does that? Bob Barker didn't do it. Alex Trebek, the greatest game show host ever, Alex Trebek couldn't do it. He was on Jeopardy. You know, nobody else did it on Family Feud. And I turned what was a show about a survey into a relationship show between a contestant and a host. And I become very congenial. I'm nice to people, you know. I say cool things. I know a lot about life. You know, I've been through a lot. Had about 11 jobs before I got into comedy. Been through a lot, share my experience. Got enough sense to mention God every now and then. If you mention God every now and then, he'll take you to the top. So we got the #1 show in the world. Family Feud has never, ever asked me not to say that. I had a talk show, and they sat with me and said, you're mentioning God too many times on your show. You're gonna have to stop. I said, well, that's not gonna happen. Because I told God if he let me make it, when I got there, I was gonna tell everybody it was him. So when he let me make it, I tell everybody it's him. I don't even see how you have a problem with that, I really don't. Most people are people with some type of faith. You don't have to be in the same religion, but everybody got faith. I don't care if you're Muslim, Catholic, Jewish, Protestant, it doesn't matter. Most people are people of faith. And most people don't have no problem hearing about it. You know, I was on my talk show one day and I was talking about God at the end of it, and a lady stood up and said, I didn't come here to hear that. I said, well, that's cool. I didn't know you was coming. I went right on back to what I was saying. I didn't come here to hear that. Well, okay, you tune me out. I'm going to finish saying what I'm saying so I can keep my promise to God, and then he keep lifting me, and I'm good. That's a fair deal. I was telling my staff this morning, they said, Mr. Harvey, man, you got this great attitude this year. What happened? And I was giving a motivational speech, and I changed one word. Instead of saying, I have to go to work, I have to go work out, I have to eat right. If you change one word, it will change your entire perspective. I get to go to work today. I get to work out today. I get to eat right today. When you say I get to instead of I have to, it takes the obligation side of it away and it puts a gratitude on it. And the more you're grateful for, the more God will give you to be grateful for. Gratitude is a huge principle of success that a lot of people overlook. You're so busy pointing out where you're not at that you gotta stop and take time to thank God for where you are. Because look, man, success ain't how far you've gotten. Success is how far you've gotten from where you started. If you look at it that way, man, it just helps you out a little bit. Like, I get to go to work every morning. I don't have to. I get to go to work. I mean, this is a blessing, man. To have a job is a blessing. To be able to provide for your family is a blessing. To be able to, you know, if you're producing any income wherever you are, it's a blessing, man. It's a lot of people ain't working. COVID flipped a lot of people's life upside down. You know, everybody, man. I was doing an interview and this little young guy was there and said, man, Mr. Harvey, 2020 had to be the roughest year of our life. It was the roughest year of my life. 2020, the roughest year of my life? 2020 ain't even close to the worst shit that happened to me. He said, you've had a worse year than COVID? First of all, I didn't have COVID. That's just it. My wife had it, my son had it, they survived it. I said, wait a minute, man, I had a good year last year, but it's the worst year of everybody's life. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, dog, I lived in a car for 3 years. I had some funky ass years. COVID wasn't it. And it's all about your perspective. See, if God gets you past something, your job is to move on. You can't keep revisiting what God done brought you through. If he got you through it, then go on and get past it. Stop. I can't stand. I was in this relationship with this man for 8 years. Well, you ain't in it no more. Man, and that's what happens to a lot of people, man. I just try to tell people whenever I can, man, a different way to look at it, because success is mindset. That's all it is, man. Your first big investment should always be a home. I mean, nothing you have should cost more than your house. If you have a car that's nicer than your apartment, we have made a bad purchase. I mean, you gotta get a home first, right? I'm into making money. Now, you can hit it with this crypto stuff. I hear people saying, you know, I've met guys say, I'm a billionaire now because of crypto. Okay, well, your shoes got scuffs on them. I'm struggling. See, when you tell a person that's been around money that you have money, it's telltale signs that you have money. Do you know what a guy's gonna do when he first gets money? First, he gonna make sure, well, if you got sense, you're gonna make sure your living quarters change. Your first big investment should always be a home. I mean, nothing you have should cost more than your house. If you have a car that's nicer than your apartment, we have made a bad purchase. I mean, you gotta get a home first, right? I was at a meeting in the Middle East, and my wife, we were at this big dinner, and there was a guy from Britain, and there was several sheikhs at the table. You know, very, very top-level people. And the guy from Britain goes, yeah, richest guy in the world is Jeff Bezos. And one of the sheikhs just chuckled. He went, and it wasn't being nasty or nothing. I just saw him go. And then they said something in Arabic to another guy at the table. So the guy goes, what are you doing? You disagree with that? And the guy was humble. He said, why do you always talk about money? Money is not the most important thing. Family is the most important things. You know, it's an Arab guy talking. But he just kept running his mouth. Well, I'm just letting you guys know, Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world. See, hold up, man. First of all, they don't have a tax system over there. You go to Saudi, you go to the Middle East, you go to this, you can't count the money they have. And they don't tell you this. So the guy just kept going on. So one of the young guys goes, come on, my uncle is trying to be kind. Just stop talking about money. What we're talking about is a lot of wealth supposedly at this table. Jeff Bezos, richest guy. That young guy shut that down. He said, no, he's not the richest man in the world. He's not the richest man at this table. He said, so if you would kindly just quit talking about Jeff Bezos so we can meet about what we're here, because we were there talking about philanthropy. But the guy was a complete He said, no, we're talking money. I've done well in my life. I'm not Jeff Bezos, but I've done really well. Hey, man, look at the room. You know who the is at this table? So I'm sitting there, and the little kid, he gets pissed, and he goes, listen to me. How much do you make, Held My Heart? And Held My Heart said, I make $1 billion. The guy said, right there, Jeff Bezos, 170 billion. He said, I make $1 billion a day. That room got quiet and the mother. And he leaned over and he was talking about money. He said, my uncle has more money than him. You are talking to the wrong group of people. I leaned over to my wife and I apologized to her. I said, I'm really sorry, sweetie. I have failed you miserably. I just want to apologize. A man is as he thinketh. How you think, that's how you are. If you think poor thoughts, you will forever be poor. The moment you start thinking rich, rich starts coming to you, because your mind is an incredible thing, man, the way it works. When you get the money, you are going to buy everything that you said you wouldn't buy. Can I share this with you? Listen to me, folks. All of you, if you're not already where you want to be financially, everybody has the potential to be financially stable and financially set. You have actually the ability to be rich if you make the decision, but the decision has to be made. A man is as he thinketh. How you think, that's how you are. If you think poor thoughts, you will forever be poor. The moment you start thinking rich, rich starts coming to you, because your mind is an incredible thing, man, the way it works. Let me teach you this right quick. We got a minute. Okay, listen. You go home tonight, you pick up your remote, and you aim it towards the TV, and you press the on button. What happens? The TV comes on. Let's say Sports Center is channel 840. You press in 840, and you hit select. What do you expect to come on your TV? Sports Center. What comes on your TV? Sports Center. If HBO is channel 400, and you press 400 and you press select, what do you expect to see on that TV? HBO. Guess what shows up on your TV? HBO. This is from a simple mechanism called a remote, which is made and created from the concept of mental capacity, which comes from the concept that all of us was created in the image of God. That's why in the beginning, God said, let there be light. He ain't just light it up. He said, let there be light, to prove to us that if you say it, that's what it's gonna be. That's the proof, man. That's the deal. Your mind is the biggest remote ever created, because you created an image of God. So God said, let there be light, and then there was light. He could have just lit it up, but he showed you what you say, what you think is. So if you point this mind at something and you project that to that something, guess what's gonna come back? Whatever you project. That's how it works. I just wanted to be rich. That's all I wanted. So I had some faith. Some faith. It's how it works. I project rich thoughts, so rich come to me. I'm my own remote control. I wished Marjorie into my life because I got tired of messing up, picking the wrong chick. I just kept making wrong mistakes. Then I said, God, hold up, man. I need the right one. I need the right one for me. Why don't you show me the right one? I project, then here she come. Everything I have, cars, I don't care what, I got houses. I ask God, I project that. That's what I get. I got vision board. The house I'm living in now was on vision board. I saw that house. A friend of mine owned the house. I saw the house, went over and visited his house 7 years. I said, man, I want this thing right here. I can live in that house right now. You can project yourself into the life of your dreams. If you're waiting on the right time to make your move, you'll never make it. The ducks will never line up in a row. You know why? Because God ain't set it up that way. Because for you to take your leap of faith, God requires an exchange between you and him. It's called faith. Tired of trying to figure it out. I've been asking God what it was, told him what I wanted to do, had no idea how to get on TV. Sometimes the leap of faith isn't a leap. Sometimes it's a push. Sometimes God kick you off the cliff. And you just got to go after that. I went to an amateur night, October 8th, 1985, walked in a comedy club for the first time on a dare. A girl named Gladys Jacob dared me to go to the comedy club. She said, Steve, you're the funniest person I've met in my life. I was actually writing jokes for a comedian today named A.J. Jamal. I wrote jokes for A.J. Jamal. He does cruise ships now. He would pay me $10 a joke. I didn't know what he was doing with them. He was just come to me, go, Steve, what you think about this? I said, change that. The girl came to me one time and said, you the one writing these jokes for A.J. Jamal? I said, yeah. She said, why don't you do them yourself? I said, what you talking about doing yourself? She said, why don't you go to the comedy club and do them? I said, what is a comedy club? I never heard of a comedy club. I was 27. Never heard of a comedy. She said, I'm going to come pick you up next Tuesday. That Tuesday she picked me up was October 8th, 1985. She took me to the comedy club. I signed up. I went up last. They had a clap off. I won amateur night. They paid me $50. I went to work the next day, October 9th, quit my job. That was it. That was it. I have done nothing since October 9th, 1985, but tell jokes. Nothing. I lost everything with that decision. I lost my family. My ex-wife told me, she said, if you go out on that road, don't you ever come back. I went out on the road, came back, house was boarded up. Didn't see my kids for a year and a half. My mother-in-law wouldn't tell me where they were. Went back out on the road, tried to give me some money to send to her mother-in-law. Kept sending money back, didn't have enough because I was only making like $150, $200 a week. So by the time I sent them $150, I kept $50. Ended up homeless, lived in the car for 3 years, kept touring around the South telling jokes. Every now and then I'd go home, borrow $100 from my old man. I was hurting, man. I just kept the faith, just kept going. My mother told me one time, she said, boy, why don't you come home? You struggling too hard out there. I said, well, Mama, if I quit, I ain't gonna never know. I'm gonna have to stay with it. She said, where you live, boy? I said, I got friends out there. I couldn't tell my mother I was homeless. It would broke her heart. So I just stayed out there. Kept going, kept going. Thought about giving up a whole bunch of times. But God, man, he got a way of coming through. And he just came through. And next, I got a phone call one time, asked me to do Showtime at the Apollo. And all of a sudden, my dream to be on TV was coming true. That's a long story. I can't tell it to you, but I ended up going to the Apollo, and they loved me. And left, and they called me back, and Mark Curry, who was on Hanging with Mr. Cooper, was the host of Amateur Night. He decided he was going to take another weekend off. They called me up there and asked me to do one night for Mark Curry. Boy, damn it, I practiced. I practiced my ass off. I went in there and I was so funny that one night. And what I did was they had a warm-up act, so every time they went to commercial break, the warm-up act went out there. But I was so afraid of losing the gig, I stayed out there and I did the warm-ups. Then I did the TV show. I did all the warm-ups. They loved me, and that was it. Next thing you know, I got a phone call said, we'd like for you to become the permanent host of Amateur Night. And that was 1991. And next thing you know, I wasn't homeless no more. Got me a check, got me an apartment, woo, put a waterbed on layaway, laid away a waterbed, $800, had that layaway for 9 months. Just 9 months to lay away an $800 waterbed. My rent was $185 in Texas. If it was every day you was late, it was a $5 fee. Not one day did I have my $185 on the day I was supposed to have it, because I was still hustling. I pay late fees every time, and that's the first house I ever got. First apartment was $185. Then I started making a little money, and I got me an apartment, cost $215 a month. Woo, you couldn't say to me then. $215, that was high-ass living. Today, somebody asked me one time, they said, Steve, why do you spend so much money on cars? Because I like cars and watches.
All right, everyone,
Somebody asked me, they said, why you
please.
spend so much money on cars?
Families
I said, because I was homeless one time. I lived in a car. He said, but why you spend so much money on cars? I said, because if you ever go bad again, that's the I'm living in right there. I'm living in a Rolls Royce. True story, but it's just, look, man, sometimes if you're waiting on the right time to make your move, you'll never make it. The ducks will never line up in a row. You know why? Because God ain't set it up that way. Because for you to take your leap of faith, God requires an exchange between you and him. It's called faith. If he lined it all up for you, you wouldn't need faith. He wants to see if you really believe in him. So he requires you to make a choice to believe. So if you want to be whatever you want to be, you're going to have to take a chance. You got to go for it. It ain't finna be right. That wasn't the perfect time for me to quit my job and go do comedy, but it worked out. God gonna work it out for you, man. Quit trying to figure out the how-to. The how-to is none of your business. The Bible ain't nowhere in the Bible tell you to figure out how to. It say ask, believe, receive. There is a lesson and there is a blessing. Every moment of adversity has those two things that come with it. There's always a lesson and there's always a blessing. Pain always leaves a present. Every time you're in pain, it leaves a gift behind. So what happened was, after all of that happened, I got a call from a company called T-Mobile. The Super Bowl is a month after that. They brought me down to do a Super Bowl commercial. A Super Bowl commercial in the United States is the most highest watched program on television. These commercials are tens of millions of dollars. They will pay you millions of dollars to be in a Super Bowl commercial. They paid me so much money to be in a Super Bowl commercial, acting like I gave the wrong answer to the telephone company to reenact the Miss Universe theme. They paid me what I make on Miss Universe times 10. And then 14 countries sent my wife and I a letter saying that was the most honorable and honest thing they've ever seen in the history of television. They gave my wife and I 14 villas around the world. There are 14 villas that my wife and I can go to in Curacao, the Maldives, Abu Dhabi, France. that we can go to any time for vacation. So behind that, a lot of good happens. That's why when you have bad moments in your life, you just have to ride them out. Because God always has a gift behind every moment of pain that you have. When a man leaves you, there is a gift behind him leaving. Sometimes the breakup is the blessing. See, sometimes you got to get rid of a man in order for God to give you the man that you really need. So sometimes losing a man is not a loss. You just have to hang in there. He might have something better for you. So every time something bad happens, you just have to wait on the lesson and the blessing. It always happens. It always happens. You just can't act too miserable. Oh, woe is me, something happened to me. Oh, my man walked out on me, all me and the dogs. No, they're not. You just had one dog. He was the dog. Just wait. Trust me, I know how that worked too. I'm on my third marriage. Trust me, I know. I've been with the wrong one a couple of times. And then, but I was the wrong one because I kept picking them. Never speak negativity. I go, man, I hope it's a good day today. No, I say, today is gonna be a great day. I claim it. I lay claim to it. That's the first thing. The second thing, at least 20 minutes. Sometimes it lasts an hour, it depends. I have a journal, I have a daily devotional called Jesus Calling, and I have a New Living Testament Bible. I sit down, I just ask God to show me what I should learn today. And he flips, I open the book to whatever he wants me to read. And I read it, I highlight it, I take notes about what I learned, I study it, and I try to put it into action. And that's every day. Now, a lot of people say, Steve, I don't have time to do that. You do have time. If you don't have time, you should make time. Because gratitude is the #1 way to become successful. Because the more grateful you become, the more things God will give you to be grateful for. That's a very important principle. So if you start your day with gratitude, it's like this, check this out. If somebody come to your house every day and ask you for a cup of sugar, and you give them a cup of sugar and they take the sugar and they just walk off. And then the next day they come and they ask for another cup of sugar, and you're a nice person, so you give them another cup of sugar and they just walk off. How many days can this person come to your house and get this cup of sugar and never say thank you? How many times you gonna let that go down? Seriously. Survey said, you know, how many days? Not many, because you're human. Because at one point you're gonna say, hey, wait a minute, hold up, man. You done came by here 6 times. I done gave you this cup of sugar and you ain't said thank you one time? Don't come by here no more. So now, let's think for a second. If this God wakes you up every day, allows you to breathe. See, it's not your alarm clock that wakes you up. Your alarm clock goes off. God shakes you. Then you hear the alarm clock. It's not you that's waking up. It's God allowing you to wake up. So if you ever stop to just thank him for everything he's done for you, whatever clothes you got, whatever kind of car, if you just got taxi fare, and you thank him every day for a list of things, guess what he'll do tomorrow? He will add to that list of stuff that you can thank him for. And if you keep thanking him, you'll find out that in 1 week, you'll have a lot more stuff to be grateful for. Gratitude is the #1 principle of success. That's what the average person doesn't understand. You could do that today. You don't need no more money. You can start that today. That would change your life. I kid you not. You ain't got to just try it. Your attitude determines your altitude. A lot of your mornings start off bad because you've taken claim that you're not a morning person. Why would you not be a morning person when the whole goal is to wake up every morning? That's your goal, is to wake up every morning. You got to be a morning person. Here's what happened. I was selling Amway. I got into Amway. Amway taught me a lot about positive attitudes. First self-help books I read. And this guy was a sponsor of mine. He lived in Rochester, New York. His name was John Walker. And I was laid off, man. Got laid off from Ford Motor Company. I'm 22 years old. And I'm sleeping. And he would call every morning. And I'd pick up the phone. Hello? Steve, how you doing? John Walker, man. How's you doing? Having a great day today, man. Great to be alive. What are you doing? I said, man, I'm asleep. He just hang up. Next morning. Hello, 5:30, 6 o'clock. Hello? Steve, John Walker, man. How you doing? Hope you have a great day, man. Love talking to you. You okay? Yeah, John. Click, he hang up. Next morning, 6 o'clock. Hello. Steve, John Walker, man. I said, what the is wrong with this dude? I said, man, what the just calling on you, man, making sure you have a great day, man. I love you, man. Click, he hung up. Every day for 3 weeks in a row, he did the same thing. You know how I answered the phone? Every day, the same day, I answered the phone the exact same way. Hello? Finally, after about 3 weeks, the phone rang. I said, hello? He said, Steve, why do you answer your phone like that? I said, what, man? I'm asleep. He said, no, man. You got to be in the life-changing business. People have got to look at you like a light. Something should be in you that shows other people that there's hope. He said, you don't know this about yourself, but you're going to be that person one day. And you got to start preparing for what you want to be. I said, man, I'm not a morning person. He said, yes, you are. He said, because you're going to wake up every day for a long time. He said, man, don't ever do that, man. At least let God know you're glad you're alive if you don't let nobody else. And he hung the phone up. Man, do you know I couldn't even go back to sleep. So the next morning, about 4:30, I done got up. I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. You better not call this phone right here. Hello? Steve, hey, John, this is Steve Harvey, man. I'm up, I'm having a great day, man. He said, that's what I'm talking about, hung up. The next morning, he called right back, 5 o'clock. Hello, is this John Walker? It sure is. This is Steve Harvey, man. Boom. And I've been that way ever since. Little did I know that in the year 1995, somebody would offer me $2 million to do a morning show in Chicago. I started waking up one city, 107.5 WGCI in Chicago. Next thing I knew, I had a radio show, #1 show in Los Angeles, 92.3 The Beat. I started doing that show. Then in 2005, I got the biggest syndicated adult contemporary morning show on planet Earth, the Steve Harvey Morning Show. I'm in 112 cities. I wake up 9 million people who listen to my morning show in 112 cities. Yeah. That man prepared me. He said, you don't know it, but you're going to be a light one day. And people are going to look to you for that light. At 22 years old, completely changed my life. And ever since then, I've been a morning person. You dig? I wake up every morning the same way. I can't wait to wake. Me and my wife get up. Me and Margie wake up every morning at the latest 6. We're sleeping late till 6. Usually it's 5:30. We have coffee because nobody's up. And me and my wife sit in front of fireplaces. We sip coffee. We go out by the pool. We drink coffee because we set our day up. Because we know about 7:30, 8 o'clock, all hell finna break loose. And when the rest of the world wake up, we already up having a good time. You know what you should do? Every time you get a chance to experience first class, you should do it because it plants a seed. It's like the next time you buy an airplane ticket, just ask for an upgrade. Pay a little extra money to fly first class. What it does is it conditions your mind. Once you get in first class and you see how wide the seats are, and you find out why they shut that curtain, see, because they shut that curtain because they can't let you see what's going on up there. They passing out hot nuts. Everybody get a washcloth. They got a menu. You get to decide what you want. All the drinks is free. Once you sit in first class one time, the next time you get on the plane, it's very difficult to walk past them seats. And then your mind starts thinking of ways to get back to first class. And guess what? That's what you start attracting to your life. And you start behaving and producing stuff to get you back into first class. That's how you move up. You just take, like buy you one really expensive outfit. Just see how it fits. That shit is high for a reason. Don't think they down there just putting prices on. Buy a really expensive pair of shoes, ladies. Buy a really expensive purse one time. Just go on down there, buy the real Louis Vuitton that ain't ever on sale. Louis Vuitton don't even have sales. Just get you one. When you carry it, it changes your life. It will then cause your mind to subconsciously produce thoughts to get another one. And next thing you know, you attract the thing you need to produce the outcome that you want. Life is all about the law of attraction. That's how you do it. Just try it. What really changed my life, man, was I got in Amway when I was about 24. I got in Amway. And that changed my life, man, because the first time ever, they introduced me to self-help books. And I read 2 books that changed my life. It was The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale and The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. I read them books and it changed my life. But it also made me remember what my mother had taught me because she was a Sunday school teacher, because all self-help books are Bible-based. It's nothing, everything comes from the Bible. All them self-help books, that's Proverbs. That's all it is. It's the book of wisdom and understanding. If you could read that, it'd change your life too, but sometimes you need, regular books where you can relate to it differently. But it's all comes from the Bible. It's like a great book is The Secret, but if you read The Secret, it's all Bible versed. I mean, it's just based on the Bible. You can't think of nothing new how to tell a person to succeed without the Bible. You can't. It doesn't work that way, So
All right, families, mask off, please.
a couple of books changed my life, man. But The Magic of Thinking Big was huge for me. It just taught me one simple principle. It don't cost no more energy to think big than it does small. You can say Volkswagen and you can say Rolls Royce with the same amount of effort. You ain't got to grunt to say Rolls Royce. So if the Bible is true, which it says a man is as he thinketh, if you think poor thoughts, you got to be poor. The moment you change that thought into wealth or riches, you start the process to becoming wealthy or rich. It's not a magic trick. It's really how it works. People complicate it. You got to do this and you got to do that. But the Bible's pretty plain. They ain't got no loopholes in it. Really don't. It's just real simple. It say what it say. All you got to do is believe it's talking to you. That's what it is. Most people don't think that God is talking to them, that I come to give you life and give you life more abundantly. You don't think He's talking to you? He'll give you life more abundantly. He do. He really will. You ain't got to be rich to have an abundant life. Sometimes you just need to be healthy, happy. You could be really happy, man, making $70,000 a year. You really, really can. You don't need a few million. I did, but you didn't need a few. It helped me a little bit. But to be honest, it didn't make me happy. It really didn't. Until need God to be happy. So I ain't no preacher, so we got ministers in the room, so I'm just telling y'all from a hood perspective what I did to get here. You can go to church and hear it, or take it from a dude that come out the bottom, ain't got nothing. Ain't gonna pass no offering tray. I don't really care. If you don't believe me, you ain't got it. Everybody in your life will have a turn back moment. No matter who you are. You're going to have such a period in your life where it seems like it's not working. You're going to have doubts. You're going to have a lot of trials and tribulations and challenges. And everybody has what's called a turn back moment. You always have a moment in your life where the direction you're going, you will have to make a decision to keep going or you turn back. The sad thing is the average person turns back. But think about this. If you're going somewhere and you turn back, you can never get there. If you wake up every day and go get in your car and say, I'm going to the store, and halfway to the store, you turn around, and then the next day, you go to the store and you turn around. You do realize that you'll never get to the store. So whatever you needed from the store now is even a greater need because you turned back. And every time you turn back, it does not change the need. So what kept me going was, I made turning back, giving up, never an option. And I had really dark moments, man, where I thought I just didn't think I was going to make it. I mean, where I am today, I didn't see it clearly at all. I had a lot of turn back moments. But you know what it was for me, man? Being successful is so hard, but I realized that not being successful was hard too. The difference between not being successful hard and trying to get successful and hard, if you're trying to get successful and it's hard, at least there's some payout. There's a payoff. If you hang in there, there's payoff. When you're not successful, it's hard. It's hard not having money. It's hard never knowing how to come up with your mortgage and your bond and your rent and your let. It's hard not knowing that. How you going to feed your children? How you going to pay your bills? It's hard, ain't it? So if it's hard that way and it's hard being successful, I might as well deal with how hard it is to be successful, because at least one day that could be a payout. If you just stay in the hard part of life of not being successful, ain't no payoff. There's no result for being poor. It's just more po. You just po some more. There's no payout. Just make the decision that you're not going to be poor anymore. You have the right, don't matter how you were born. I was born very poor. My father made $5 a day, $5 a day. We had 5 children. That's poor in the United States. That's really poor. But I decided that was not for me. I'm not going to be poor. For what? I'm a Christian. God loves me and I love him. Why would I? If the Bible says he comes to give you life and give you life more abundantly, if I believe in God, then what am I abundant? I want my abundant. So I just ask him for it. And I work really hard. He going to give it to you. He's your father. If your children ask you for something, don't you try to give it to them? You go out of your way to make sure your children have everything they need so they're not embarrassed at the school. Your Heavenly Father the same way. But you have not because you ask not. You don't ask God, can you be rich? So you ain't rich. When you going to ask him? You ever asked him? I mean, really, really asked him? And then did everything he told you to do to be rich? No, you haven't. You haven't. Because if you did it, you would be on your way. It's a decision, man. I'm not bragging. I'm telling you the truth. This is fact. You could be poor and become rich. What? It's not a magic trick. He's just waiting on you to ask him. Why don't you ask him? You think I'm playing? I dare you. Try it. I dare you. See, getting rich is really not a magic trick. You just have to learn a few principles of success and be willing to work really, really hard. Before you can build generational wealth, you gotta hit it first. You can't build generational wealth and not hit it yourself. So don't skip over the steps. You gotta take care of yourself first. You create generational wealth after you've secured finances for yourself. So that's the first thing. There's a lot of ways to do it, but you gotta, a little simple thing I used to do. It's really simple that anybody can do. Like, I don't accept change. The law of attraction. I believe in the law of attraction. It works for me. Like, if I'm anywhere and you give me 20s, 10s, 5s, coins, I don't accept. If you give it to me, whoever I'm with, I give it to them. Because I only want hundreds. But whatever the highest denomination be, that's all I accept. I don't accept change because the law of attraction works. What you put out is what comes back. What I used to do, though, is every time I got a single, I'd roll it up. Whenever I come home with singles and change, I would put change in a jar and I'd roll the singles up. If you can, throw a $5 bill in every now and then. Just roll it up. And roll it up as tight as you can. After a while, you're going to need a rubber band on it. Then if you can, throw a 10 in there and just keep rolling it up. After 1 year, I want you to take a rubber band off that roll. You'll be stunned. You will be stunned at how many singles actually come your way, 5s and 10s. If you can put a 20 in there, do that. So then after I started making money, I would take all my change and save it, all 20s and stuff. I'd have thousands of dollars at the end of a year with 20s and stuff rolled up in there because I never kept it. And so now I'm just in the 100 game. I don't accept anything. If you give it to me, I give it away. And then God gives me the only thing I attract was 100, so he just keeps giving me hundreds. It's a law of attraction. It really does work that way. See, getting rich is really not a magic trick. You just have to learn a few principles of success and be willing to work really, really hard. And anybody can become successful. But you got to do the things that successful people do. That's just one. That's without opening a CD, without investing anything. Take all your change and roll it up and save it, put a rubber band. At the end of the year, you'll be stunned. You'll have hundreds of dollars in singles. You'll be stunned. And coins, you have hundreds of dollars. Some of you will have thousands. You really don't know how important that change is. My life is in the sunshine, man. I mean, even when I have a bad day, I don't really let it get to me because I know it's going to turn around. See, I figured something out a long time ago. Like, let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever had a really bad day before? How many of you had some days where you just didn't know what to do next? Have you ever had a day where you thought you wasn't going to make it? Can I tell you something about you? Your track record for surviving bad days is 100%. Your track record for surviving some really horrible moments is 100%. Once you realize that, it helps you every time you get to one. Because guess what? You're going to get through that one too. You actually can't name something that God ain't got you through. So if he done got you through everything, why would he not get you through the rest? If it's something you're not going to get through, you're not waking up tomorrow. So as long as he wake you up, it's because he got more for you. So when I wake up, no matter how bad it goes, I figure God got something for me, so I hang in there to see what it is. And that's it, man. I control it like that. I don't let nobody get to me. I got a dude that I know. He's not a friend of mine because he always brings me bad news. Man, did you hear what they said about you on the internet? I mean, he'll call me with that. Bro, I don't care. Man, what you mean you don't care? I'd say something to him. About what? I don't even know what they said. And if you hadn't have brought it to me, I wouldn't even be aware. Man, there's a lot of hate out there on you. Doc, I'm not aware of that. Because, listen to me, you know why? Your opinion of me is none of my business. It's not my business what your opinion of me is. If you're writing something negative about me, it's because you don't know me. And if you don't know me, well, I care. You ain't can't stop nothing God got for me. While you being a thumb gangster typing all that shit about me with your little punk ass, my life is steady doing this here. Even when it look like it's doing this here, it go right back up. I don't even be tripping with people, man. There's so many negative people out there. But if you focus on the love in your life, it's greater than the hate. The thing with hate is louder than love, but love is stronger. So when you're online, you're dealing with that hate game. I don't even pay no attention to it. It has no bearing on me. None at all. And I don't give it none. Steve, they said this about you. Don't know me. Albert Einstein had a quote. He said, imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attractions. So whatever is in your imagination, God places the life he has for you in your imagination. Because your imagination is God showing you a preview of a coming attraction he has for you. Your imagination is real. Your imagination is not hocus pocus. If you keep imagining something, that's your heavenly Father saying, hey, this is what I have for you. And you have to attend to that. Don't play your imagination off, because your imagination is a preview of a coming attraction God has for you. So if you keep imagining a business, you got to go for it. If you keep imagining a big promotion, you got to go for it. If you keep imagining a second home, you should go for it. If you keep imagining being rich one day, you should go for it. Whatever's in your imagination, it's not there by accident. It's there because that's how he shows you what he has for you. The problem is when you have stuff in your imagination, you have these big dreams, your problem is you tell it to the wrong people. If you want to kill a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person. And the reason people don't believe in your dreams is because God didn't show it to them. He showed it to you. They don't have to see it. Nobody in my family thought I should quit my job to pursue comedy. Not a single one of them except my father. So at 27, when I said I'm quitting my job, I won an amateur night on October 8th, 1985. I won $50. I went to work the next day and quit my job. Oh, everybody thought I was the biggest fool in the world. But they didn't see what I saw. I had been praying that God would show me what I was going to do with my life because up to 27, I had no idea. When I won that comedy competition, I said, this is it. This is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. I went in there and told it to them, you a fool. I'm a fool. Ta-da. No, I'm not a fool. I was just foolish enough to believe in my imagination. And I asked God, I just kept praying, God, show me, show me. So all through homelessness and all of that, God just kept talking to me. Hang in there. When it looked like I wasn't going to make it, he just said, hang in there. I got something for you. And what God had for me was a life that was beyond anything I could have ever imagined. But it starts with your imagination. So if you think you ought to have a business, if I was you, I would go for it. Why not? What else you going to do? What, you going to keep working the job you don't like? What?